going to be a different kind of video today. As you can see, we've got most of the mudding done in here, but that's not what this video is about. It's mostly going to be about my laziness, where I was starting to vent in a previous video that I'm still working on as far as getting all of this taped in mud. My laziness is really impacting how far I've gotten along in getting all of this done. In all honesty, I could be finished now. I could have been done a couple of weeks ago. But I need some accountability for the things that have happened for the past couple of months for myself. I've been working to lose some weight, and I had been doing a carnivore diet, and it had been fantastic. I had lost 47 pounds within a couple of weeks of starting, and most of my pains had disappeared in my back and my knees to the point where it all went away entirely. I had even done some blood work back in September. Fantastic. Everything looked great. Now, since Halloween, today is December the 15th. Halloween, I decided to let loose a little bit and had some sugar in my diet. And it quickly fell apart after that. I was like, oh, well, it didn't hurt me too bad, so why not have a little something else? And that didn't seem to hurt me too bad, and I was still able to carry on as I usually did. I was getting things done, and I still had a lot of energy. Give it a couple more weeks, and I didn't realize how far I had slacked off and consuming a lot more carbs and sugars than I had intended to for that little cheat, especially when Thanksgiving came around. So like I said, Halloween to now being December 15th, I've gained 24 pounds of the 47 that I had lost. I had started out at 264, gotten down to 217, and now I'm back up, what is it, 231, 232, whatever it was when I stepped on the scale. But it was basically I gained 24 pounds back. And it's my fault. Someone else's. My family knew what I was doing, so they respected that. They didn't really push me into eating anything. That was all my own doing. That was my own choice. And even though I'd gotten down to 217, my goal was to get down to about 180. So I still had some weight to go, but it was coming off, and it was coming off fairly quick. I did have moments where it plateaued, but then it would kick back in and I would continue on. And I was working out at the time, which I haven't worked out in maybe a little over a month. No, basically since Halloween. So yeah, it's been over a month. And it shows. I mean, it really shows. I'm bloated. Those old habits, they're hard to get rid of. And even while I was doing carnivore, those habits just didn't disappear completely. It was a battle every single day. But because it was working, I was able to hold off from going back to some of those old ways. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off this holiday, get through Christmas, get through New Year's. And I know it's one of them things where everybody has those resolutions. I hate resolutions, can't stand them. This is just a thing that I'm going to do and get back on the wagon and get myself back into shape. Get back on the carnivore because it did so well. It was my first time actually doing it. Before I had done other fad diets. I had just done more vegetables, cut out, I'm not really a sweet sugar guy anyway. Mostly when the holidays come around, that seems to be the time that I really focus on sugar. But I always just drink water. I don't drink sodas, no teas. So with that being cut out, it's that part is easy for me. It's the junk food that's the hardest for me. Cutting out the chips. Cutting out all the snack stuff that's quick and easy. Because I can put away a couple bags of Doritos in one sitting. I'm talking about the family size. I've been known to do that, and it's that's not good. It's junk. It's garbage. It's my fault. I mean, I know I could just set it down, but it's not always that easy. It's a struggle, and it's a struggle for a lot of people. I know it might be a struggle for a lot of you out there. It's a hard thing to do, mostly because it is so easy. And some days when you're feeling not that great, that pack of Doritos looks good, and while you're in the middle of it, you feel all right, and then miserable afterwards. I'm tired of that. So I'm hoping this will be a little bit more accountability for me, putting this out there. It'll help me get back to my goal. Hopefully I'll get down to 180, but this will be something I start after the new year. Just going to go ahead and finish things off. I know I could start now. It's like this, and a lot of it has to do, I could have had this done weeks ago. My laziness got a lot worse when I started eating more. I could be done by now. My gut has gotten so big, I'm just miserable. I don't bend over as well as I did. And yeah, I know I'm just rambling, but these are the things that it's just popping into my head at the moment as I'm trying to explain all of this. But yeah, carnivore did great for me. I know it's not for everybody. And it may have even been more like a dirty keto-vor kind of thing. No carbs. I know some people are really strict on carnivore where it's just meat, mostly just beef and nothing else, no salts, no peppers. I gotta have a little flavor. I've gotta have something that I do enjoy because I don't want to feel miserable while I'm doing it. So I'll probably go, I stick to things like the meats and the cheeses, maybe a little sour cream, but nothing that has sugar. No sugar whatsoever. No vegetables, just meat and some kind of sauce, even if I have to make that up myself, just because I got to have some kind of flavor in what I'm eating. I do want to enjoy what I have. It seems, and I know some people seem to say that they're happy doing that thing, just meat by itself, nothing else. It just doesn't suit my palate. So you got to find something that works for you in the end. And carnivore worked great for me. And that's what I need to get back to. There was a time in my life when I was in my teens where I weighed 300 pounds. And it got to a point where even going up and down a few steps to get into the house was a struggle. And I had to get away from that. So by the time I got to 19, I was tired of it. I found a way then. It wasn't carnivore. I just cut back. Strict calorie reduction, and I was able to lose 105 pounds. I've gotten down to 195. That's the lightest I've ever weighed for, having stopped growing. That was and I was able to keep it off for a very long time, several years in fact. As you get married, some things you can get a little complacent, you get a little too comfortable, and the weight piles back up. And for me, that's what happened. And getting older, but I want to be at a place where I've worked in a lot of nursing homes and a lot of assisted living facilities for most of my life. And to see the condition that some of the people end up in because of how their lifestyle is, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be a burden on my family later in life. And hopefully I don't end up in a position where I ended up in some housing where I have to be put in a nursing home of some type. Some of the facilities can be great. Others aren't. The people that you deal with, they're there for a paycheck. Some of them care in the beginning and just don't care later on because of how they're being treated. So that's a whole other thing though. But yeah, so that's basically it for this. I'm probably going to do maybe a weekly video, just progression for my own self, for accountability to myself, to, you know, maybe this will give me that little bit that I need to keep pushing forward. So now, in addition to keep going to my goal, I have to lose that 24 pounds that I gained back in the past month and roughly month and a half. I can do it. It's just a little frustrating. It's just one of those things. We all have things that we have to deal with. Mine is food, and it's a big one for me. But anyway, that's it. Sometime after the new year, I'm gonna start making more of these videos. I've got to get my tail in gear and get back in here and get this done. I've got to whoop myself and get out here and do it. And I can get it done. Motivation is going to be a big thing. Laziness really took over. And I'm hoping once I get my diet squared away again, it won't be so bad again, which I don't think it will, because when I was in the middle of it, I was out here, I was doing, I was pushing, I was going. And I still had a lot of energy left at the end of the night. Now I barely have any energy to get started. But anyway, that's it. Thank y'all for watching. There's not going to be a video on getting this done this week. I've got some other things going on. I don't know if I've mentioned before, but my wife is pregnant. We're expecting a boy in June. So there are some things that we need to get taken care of, and some other things need to be done this weekend. We're going to be going out and doing some family stuff. Got to take time to do that every once in a while if you can. So that's going to be it for today, for this week. I appreciate y'all sticking around and just listening to me rant. And I'm okay with y'all holding me accountable. I mean, if you see me slacking, I'm okay with saying, hey, you're slacking, or, you know, however. So that's it. Thanks a lot again. I'll see y'all in the next one, and hopefully I'll be able to get my tail out here and get this done. See you then.